Hi, I'm Betsy, and this is CAM Matters. Come join us today as we talk about the dangers of having a little bit of knowledge. And believe it or not, here in this industry, a little bit of knowledge takes you a very short way. Come join us.
Welcome to CAM Matters, Condos, Co-ops, HOAs, and beyond. Betsy Barbieux is an informational leader in Florida on community association living, rights, and obligations. She is an expert on the rights and obligations of owners as well as the association. If you live or are planning to live in the state of Florida, there's a good chance you'll be part of a community association. And by the end of this show, you'll know a little bit more about community associations and why they matter.
Hi, and welcome to CAM Matters. We're Suzanne and Betsy, and today we're going to be talking, as Betsy had mentioned earlier, about having a little bit of knowledge. Sometimes that's a dangerous thing, and I can so relate, but I can't wait to start diving into this. What prompted this idea for you to do this topic, Betsy?
Actually, it was another manager. It was another manager who came up to me and he said, you know what? A little bit of knowledge is really dangerous. And he said, on my part as a manager, it's dangerous because I need to learn a whole lot more. And then on a board's part, board members and owners, yeah, a little bit of knowledge is dangerous.
Yeah, because you can take stuff out of context and go, this is what it said, you know. And I'm sure you've got some great examples, and I can't wait to dive into these. Go ahead and start with an example.
You want me to tell you one?
Yes.
Because I've got one going right now.
Okay.
The flag. Remember the flag?
I remember the flag.
We had a session on the flag.
I almost left the show in the middle of it to take our football flag down because I was afraid we were violating some rules and everything. Yes, it was an American flag that you can fly.
The statutes for condo and homeowner association. We don't have any statute that says anything about co-ops, but the condo and the homeowner associations can fly the American flag. Condo, it has to be a portable, removable flag, so you can't bolt it to the outside of the building because remember, you don't own the outside of the building.
Right.
You own the air inside.
Right.
So it has to be a portable, removable flag. And on 5 days of the year, the 5 military day holidays of the year, you can fly another flag representing the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard.
Cut and dry.
It's not hard.
Right.
And, flags 4.5 by 6, that kind of thing. So I had I have a little commercial condominium, so it's businesses, little commercial condominium that I manage, only has 5 little owners, 5 little suites, and one owner, he just insists on getting those great big open kind of flags
to promote his business.
Now he has a sign in the door,
Right.
but he's got one of those great big huge things that's 8 feet tall that you stick out on the side of the road.
It's not one of those that goes like this.
No, it's not one of those. It's not one of those. And then he's got those metal ones that stick in the ground.
Sure.
And so he's got those littered all over the common property.
Now that's not a violation, is
Yes,
it?
It is. He doesn't own anything on the outside.
Right.
And that includes the parking lot, the grass around the parking lot. He doesn't own any of that. So I have written him to that he has to remove the signs. He has a sign in his window, which is fine. There's also a marquee, so he's got the sign there, so that's fine. So he's got his advertisement, but it's just really tacky.
It's illegal.
And the documents don't allow people to put signs up other than in their storefront. And so I've written him and told him to take the signs down. He didn't, so as the manager, I went and took them down.
Did I sense a little sparkle in your eyes? I mean, it's just the right thing to do.
And then, of course, I get a report from, and I'm not on site, so I'm not there. And then I got a report from one of the other owners that he had put them back. So this time I took them down with the police department escorting me.
You know what? The law's on your side. You don't want to do this. You have to do this. You're obligated to do it.
I said
to fulfill that,
I said to the officer, are you going to get in trouble if you escort me? He said, no, it is a civil matter, and you he was telling me, you have the power here.
Right.
Because of your documents. You've got the
Right.
power. He said, this
Right.
isn't anything I really can help you with.
Okay.
I said, but can you at least escort me?
Yeah, no kidding. Well, you know
yeah,
what?
he did. He
I mean,
did.
someone that's unreasonable, you don't know to what extent that
Well,
goes.
and you know, there have been menacing emails, and so I was very happy to have the police officer escort me, and I took the flags and laid them back at his front door. Well, they're back again. But
Oh my gosh. So what is the next step then? What
Well,
happens when he keeps
in
running
the
through these?
meantime, between the second time I took them down and now that I understand they're back again, he emailed me and quoted me and said, you know, the statute says I can have a flag. What else am I supposed to be doing with my business, and how do I promote it? Blah 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 blah, and going on and on and on, and I can have a flag. And the statute says I can have a flag, so I've got a flag. But see, this is a little bit of knowledge. Yes, the statute says you can have a United States flag or a state of Florida flag, not a welcome, open, 8-foot thing blowing in the wind and the things in the yard, in the lawn. No, that's a little bit of knowledge. Don't quote me that statute because it's wrong. You've
Like he
applied
was
it.
going to go up against your knowledge of what it says. Okay. Well, that's okay. It was a fun. It was a cute
It's
try.
okay, you know, but,
yeah.
and so, you know, I'm going to have to go take it back down. But in the meantime, he also hasn't paid.
Okay.
So we're in the process of beginning the lien foreclosure proceeding.
Sure.
So I have to go through quite a few steps to document all of that. But this is a very good example, whether it's residential or commercial, that there are some people who just don't need to buy into these kinds of communities. If you're not going to pay, you're not going to pay your share, you're not going to obey the rules that you have agreed to when you purchase.
Right.
Really, everybody would be happier if you did business someplace
Nobody's
else.
happy in this situation.
No.
And what
the
you
other
say
owners aren't either.
exactly, and it's not fair because they're abiding by the rules. They'd like to have more advertising.
I mean,
I'm sure
they'd
too.
like to all go stick flags out
Of
there
course.
too.
But it reminds me of going back to the very first podcast that we did, talking about how you have the rules. It's your responsibility to know them, and if you don't like them and you don't want to live by them, then find another place.
It sounds kind of bad, but that really is the only other option because we can't, for the most part, change them. They are what they are.
Sure.
I mean, there's some that you can, but for the most part, no, you can't change them. So.
All right, Betsy, we're going to come back. We're going to take a little break here and come back because you've got a second example that we want to dive into that I think might be very relatable to the homeowners.
Okay.
Are you ready for a new career? Do you have skills or interest in management, real estate, construction, maintenance, accounting, strategic planning, project management, budgets, human resource management, lawn and landscaping, pool services, or any other expertise needed to operate a community association? If you do, community association management could be for you. For more information, feel free to email Betsy at betsy@floridacamschools.com or visit the Florida Cam Schools website at www.floridacamschools.com. Florida Community Association Management continues to grow. Career opportunities abound.
Welcome back to CAM Matters. I've got a Tic Tac in my mouth, so I hope it doesn't come flying out. We are going to continue the show talking about a little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing, and we talked about a commercial example, and you said that you've got a homeowner's example.
There was another one that I had not too long ago with an owner or board member, I'm not sure which, she's probably a board member, but she wrote me and she said, and she had highlighted a part in the statute that says that the owners can cancel contracts at an owners meeting.
That's quite a broad statement.
Which concerned her, and her question was, what's the point in the board going through all the bidding process and all of the processes that you have to go through to award a contract and then sign it and everything if the owners can just come along and cancel it?
Right.
And I said, well, they can't. And what you've done is taken that sentence out of context because you've got to go back up about 4 steps in the statute.
She went from A to Z.
Yeah, and she just saw that they can cancel it. But that provision is in condo law and HOA law, again, not cooperative. And what it's in the context of is a potential conflict of interest that a board member might have with a contractor, a contract that's being considered.
Sure.
And
pool or lawn or something
pool,
like that.
lawn, service, things like that. And quite frankly, sometimes the reason we get good bids and get good work is because we do know somebody who knows somebody.
Of course.
Or they are a relative. It's not illegal to do business with a relative.
Right.
It's a potential conflict of interest. So what the statute says is that that potential conflict of interest has to be disclosed. In other words, and on a board, we usually know that Joe is related to Ralph the contractor.
Right.
You know, we usually know that that's why we're getting to talk to him, because you brought him in. So we usually know that. And the statute says it's disclosed, and then that disclosure is written into the minutes. And at the meeting where the board is going to vote to approve the contract, that it's a 2/3 vote of the board members present, not just a simple majority.
Right.
And then it says, and at the next annual meeting of the members, then the contract is brought up to the attention of the members, and they may cancel it if they wish.
That's a big difference.
There's a whole big, huge difference here, because they went through 3 steps first to get to the contract. But my belief is that that provision was put in there because of developers. It's not. It's probably because on the front end of the community being created, the developer does some too short-handed things,
it's just
and so that would allow owners that the developer had locked them into some contracts that they might think are a little questionable. That I think it's more of a protection of the owners against the with the developer, not so much subsequent boards doing good faith contracts.
If owners could walk into a board meeting and say, I'd like to vote on the contract, I mean, no contracts would ever get done. No work would get done.
No, and that's not the way corporations work.
Right.
The big group elects the little group, and the little group does the governance. The owners elect the board, and the board handles the governance. That's the way it's supposed to work. But the safeguard, and I really think it's because of that developer. I think maybe some developers weren't real. Anyway.
Up and up.
Anyway.
Other than up and up. Right?
Yeah, up and up.
Yeah. Betsy, what is the takeaway from today's show about having a little bit of knowledge? And boy, doesn't this apply to more than just HOA, condo, and homeowners? A little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing.
We have Siri, and we have Alexa, and we have Google search, and we've got Chrome, and we've got Wikipedia, and by golly, we just become experts. We've got WebMD, so we diagnose all of our
we've
things.
Got cancer and brain tumors.
And so it's, you really need to be sure that you are looking at trusted sites. You need to be sure that you're talking to trusted people. And one of the takeaways here, I think, is, and I tell students in my classes all the time, you can't always use logic. Sometimes the law doesn't seem logical until you understand the reason for the law, why it was written. If you understand what went wrong to make it a law, then it makes a little bit of sense. But it's the same kind of thing that I caution all the time for boards not to hire a general practitioner attorney. Because, or even a real estate attorney. Real estate law doesn't quite translate to our law. And so again, you can't just talk to some attorney who used to practice in New York, who says, "Well, this is the way it should be."
No,
and so again, the knowledge is so different and specific and a lot that you can't just take a piece out of the statute and say, "By golly, I can have a flag."
Don't take things out of context. Right. Awesome. Great show today, Betsy. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. And we'd love for you to subscribe. Let people know about this episode and about the shows to come. When you do subscribe, that's the way that you make sure you don't miss any. But share this information and check out Betsy's site. Lots of information to find out about. And we'll be back for the next one.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to CAM Matters. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. For more information, feel free to email Betsy at betsy@floridacamschools.com or visit the Florida Cam Schools website at www.floridacamschools.com. Information provided on this show is general in nature and does not constitute legal advice. Please contact a licensed attorney for your specific situation.